I think what we're going to do is we're going to get you to repair anything that might be broken. Cough, water pump, cough. And then we will probably pimp for the factory specs. Just because I am kind of curious to see exactly what he comes up with as his factory specs. And hopefully that'll do it, because that is going to be pretty much all of the money we've got left.
Performing the duties of his office.
Digby C. Caesar.
No.
Well, hey everybody, thanks for stopping by. I am Digby, and today we are back in my summer car. Well, we would be at least if we actually had a car. Well, I mean, technically we do have a car. It's just over in town at the inspection station, and it is currently on the edge of breaking down. Yeah, and I am actually thinking, having, like, kind of paid extra attention during the edit, but yeah, I'm actually thinking it is probably the water pump. Which is a bit of a shame, really, because I'm reasonably certain that is also not a part I can buy and replace. I mean, we can have a quick shufty through here and just see, but yeah, I'm thinking the engine bits you get are all performance stuff in here. So yeah, we got like the friggin' pipes and exhaust and all that good stuff. Carburetors, radiator. What I'm not seeing is a water pump. Okay, yeah, I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go with the plan I came up with at the end of the last episode. And we're going to have to tow it to Fleet Tires and probably pay him most of what's left of our money to fix it. Now, I think I mentioned at the end of the last episode as well that the plan I had originally was I was going to take the septic truck here, and we were going to try and do like one more job in town just to get another 1,200 bucks. Hello, am I parked in a ditch? Apparently I am. Yeah, we're going to try and do one more septic job because we do have enough space in the tank for one more. And then I was going to use this to tow it to Fleet Tire, and then we were going to actually, well, basically just come home and hope. Now, I am really trying to figure out now, do I want to do that? Or do I want to do it with the van? Because the other thing we managed to get done in the last episode was we unlocked the infinite briefcase, and I know I call it that. It technically only has somewhere between 1 and 2 million bucks in it, but quite frankly, that's pretty much infinite as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, we did unlock the briefcase, and if we take the van and use it to tow the car, we actually can poke around some of the spawn locations that I know of, which are fairly near to Fleet Tire. I mean, I can think of 4 right off the top of my head, 2 of which it would be absolutely brilliant to find it in, and 2 of which it would kinda suck. But yeah, if we do actually happen to find it, we're going to need the van to be able to get any money out of it. At least the way I've always done it. And yeah, I do know you can just pick it up and bring it home, but there is a sort of a glitchy way I stumbled over way back when that I am desperately hoping will actually work, because if it does, we can get all the money without actually having to do any of the horrible consequences. Okay, I'm going to go check the bills really quick, because I haven't looked at those in a while, and if we're going to be paying for the car to get repaired, I definitely want to make sure we have the utilities caught up first, otherwise we might be completely and utterly screwed. So yeah, I'll go sort that out, I'll drive to town, and I will see you guys when I get there. Okay, so really quick, one of the spots I know of is right out there, kinda in that field. And I'm really hoping it didn't spawn in there, because that's one of the, well, out of the ones I know, that's one of the 2 where it can actually spawn in underneath the ground, and it's incredibly tricky to find it. So yeah, that's the spot we're gonna check last. Okay, now the second possible spawn I know about is also the other one where it might actually appear under the ground, or in this case technically under the water, and it was somewhere along the shoreline here. And I'm pretty sure if I remember right, that kind of curves around and it goes out to the actual lake. And oh cool, I didn't know there was a dock here. I can't imagine why I'd bring a motorboat to Fleet Tires, but anyway, yeah, of the 2 spots that I do know about, that one is the second worst possible spawn. I mean, one good thing about that one is it is actually fairly close to this possible spawn point, and we are actually just past the haunted house, if you're wondering. But yeah, somewhere out in the middle of that field is where I remember finding it, and in fact I think out of all the times I found it, that was one of the most common ones. And yeah, it'll be under a tree, fairly out in the open, should be really easy to find. Please, please, please let it be there. Alright, so I have actually stopped at this one because it's alongside the road on the way to town, and this is the only other spot I know of where I'm fairly confident I know where the briefcase spawns in. And yeah, we are a little bit down from the dance hall, and I also know that there is another place somewhere nearby. It's out in the middle of like a... well, you see the gray rocks and stuff. There's like a huge stretch of that, and it's out in there somewhere. But I've only ever found it there once, and if I remember correctly, it was an absolute pain in the tail to try and find. So yeah, here's to hoping somewhere alongside of this puddle. Okay, I'm just double checking to make sure this is the actual edge of the puddle. But yeah, here's to hoping somewhere along the edge of here is where it is.
1 hour later.
Okay, crap, it's not in here. Oh, hello, John Guy. Thank you for the ride in the last episode, I appreciate it. Do I want to actually try driving out into that rocky area and see if it's out there? No, you know what? We are going to get our car back, we're going to get it to Fleet Towers, and we're going to get it repaired before he quits for the day. And yeah, once we drop it off, then we can poke around a little bit more. Alright, that should be close enough that we can push it into position here. So let's just shut all this down. Hop out. Oh, hello, my beloved. I've missed you. Now, can I push you with your e-brake locked? Hopefully I can, because it would be very nice to just get you absolutely snug as a bug in a rug up against that rear bumper. I can. Awesome. That should be plenty of space. So yeah, I need your towing hook to connect to my towing hook. And we should be good to go. Oh, no, self-dum-dum. You probably want the e-brake off for towing purposes. You know what else we gotta do? We need to actually start checking some of these barns and things for the rest of the junk cars. Because, I mean, apart from the one we found out in the corner of this field, I haven't seen any of them. Which means there are at least 3 still left on the map to collect. So yeah, that's another thing we might actually do while we're on the hunt for the briefcase. Oh good, he's still open. Okay, now, we need to make sure the van is off the road. And that's going to be a good place to park right there. Alright. You go off. You come out. Why are my wipers still on? Hello? Thank you. Oh, you're also buckled in, dum-dum. Alright, now, we just gotta push this thing around so it's facing the door. And parked. At least I think it's close enough to parked. Okay, so, emergency brake back on. Let's go see how much this is gonna cost.
Terve, terve!
What's on my mind is I need the car fixed.
Kyllä toi aika hirveetä skeidaa on, kun mä katon tätä sun rusina
Yeah, well, your car
pullasta
kinda sucks too.
mutta jos me tietty hinnasta sovitaan, niin ehkä me saadaan tästä, no sanotaan
Are you done now, can I think?
ainakin.
Thank you. Alright, we don't need wheel alignment. We don't need brake check. I don't think. Yeah, repair broken engine parts. We definitely need that. We could do the tuning for, what, 1,300 marks. That's kind of tempting. Or engine adjustment to factory specs, rather. Tuning's gonna be like $4,000, so you know what? That's out. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna get you to repair anything that might be broken. Cough, water pump, cough. And then we will probably pimp for the factory specs. Just because I am kind of curious to see exactly what he comes up with as his factory specs. And hopefully that'll do it, because that is going to be pretty much all of the money we've got left.
Hei, sä voit ottaa ton mun perkun lainaa, että pääset kotiin, mut oo sit tarkkana. Siinä on 7 litran kasi, joka syö sun säästöt kyllä aika nopsaa, jos sä pistät sitä nilkkaa vähän suorempaa kuin mitä oot tottunut.
Yeah, thanks but no thanks. That thing's pretty much the death-proof car, only a little less stable. as Editor Digby will have no doubt already informed you, my power just went boom. So on the downside, that meant that I had to actually replay the last 45 minutes of the episode, which is fine. I did it exactly the way I did it before, I think. Well, basically we drove to town and I got a couple of milk, I filled the van up, and then we towed the thing back here and paid for it. Now, on the positive side, though, it also means that I didn't have to stop and do the failed hunt for the briefcase along the way, so we are actually a little bit further ahead time-wise than we were. Now, I think I'm going to take advantage of that fact, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go do this. Alright, so now if the power goes out, we should be sorted and we should be able to get right back to here. And I think what I'm going to do while we're right here is I'm going to check all the locations we mentioned on the trip into town on the way back out. So I'm going to start up by the haunted house across the street, and then if we don't find it there, we're going to check the riverbank. And if we don't find it there, as much as I hate to say it, we're going to check the field. And that's actually not a terrible plan anyway, because if it is in the field and we happen to not find it, which believe me is incredibly easy to do when it spawns in that flipping field, yeah, we can just carry on checking it tomorrow morning when we come back. Alright, well hopefully all of that is completely moot and it is going to be right up under the tree in the best possible spot it can be in.
6 hours later.
Well, crap. Alright, I'm reasonably certain. Whoop, is that... No, hang on. I was about to say I'm reasonably certain, but there is something up there, so let's just go check that first. Oh, never mind, it's a bush. Okay, yeah, I am reasonably certain that this is not the spawn location. Which sucks, because this is absolutely the perfect spot to find it in. I'll just give it one more really quick check. Okay, that's a no, no, no. We've already looked under these trees. Poop. Yeah, the one good thing about this, if it's in this spot, is that a lot of the checking we're going to be doing, we're going to be cheesing a little bit. Because like I said, if I remember correctly, it actually spawns somewhere sort of right along the edge, and it can actually go underwater. And the easiest way to do this one is to actually, whoop, nope, wrong button, dum-dum. Yes, to actually crouch down, given that we're not going to drown, and just kind of follow the thing as far as we can follow it. So yeah, I'm going to head out this way underwater. We're going to keep an eye out for the briefcase, and if we don't see it by the time we get around the corner, we'll just hop back up on the bank and we'll check up there on the way back to the truck.
6.5 hours later.
Hang on. Holy crap, I think we found it. Yep, that is absolutely the briefcase. Okay, well I didn't remember it being this far along, but I'm really glad I didn't give up. Okay, well, now we know where it is. That's half the battle. The other half of it being, we have to get the money and not get killed. Now, there are actually two different ways we can go about this. There's the way that I know used to work, where you didn't get in any trouble at all. But again, I think I mentioned in a previous video, that method is from the old days, like before you could go to jail. And I know they've changed a metric ton of things about this game, so I am not 100% certain or confident that the old way is going to work. But I am also 100% confident that they will have at least left in the other old way that people used to do it, which there is also a safe way around, but it's going to mean we have to make a quick trip to the junkyard. So here's what I think we are going to be doing. I think we are going to go to the junkyard, and we are going to fully ensure that Plan B is a viable plan, and then tomorrow morning when we come back to get the car, we'll try Plan A. Yeah, I am really hopeful that Plan A is actually still going to work, but I definitely want to be prepared just in case. And lo and behold, there's the sofa. Brilliant. Okay, you know what? I don't know why I just turned that off. All I needed was the handbrake. Yeah, I want to put you back on. Thank you. I want to get out of the truck. I want to get the sofa in the back. Because the best part about the sofa is you can sleep on it. Which means if we throw it in the back of the van will become a camper van.
Ai, 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 ai.
Oh, cha-cha-cha-cha-ching. Okay, it is Wednesday morning and we are going to get rich today. But I think what I am going to do is I am actually going to wait. Because it's only a couple hours anyway. Yeah, I'm going to wait for Fleet Harry to call and let me know that the car is done. And that way when we go into town, grab all the money afterwards. Because I'm going to run over there and save the game anyway, because I'm not an idiot this time. Yeah, afterwards we can actually find out how good of a job he did on the car. Okay, you know what? Screw Fleet Harry. I am getting really tired of waiting. Okay, well, if you're wondering why we're down here in the van, it's because we absolutely need the van to make this work. Now, the way this usually goes is you find the briefcase, you grab the briefcase, and then the guy starts showing up at your house at night trying to kill you. So the only way to get out of it is you have to start sleeping, well, basically in the back of the van, which is why we now have a couch in there. Just in case my method doesn't work, and we have to end up camping out for a few days. Now, the way I do it, all you need is the van, and basically you don't steal the briefcase, but you start stealing money. And if you do that, he should show up, he should try to kill us immediately, and then we can jump in the van, use that to run him over and knock him out, and then if all goes well, that will actually break the cycle, and he will leave us alone completely. Now, it does mean leaving the briefcase here, but I already know where it is, so it doesn't really matter. We can pretty much come back here and grab money anytime we want. And who knows, maybe at some point we will grab the briefcase and take it home just to see if he will actually still show up. Okay, we park the van next to the briefcase. We leave it running. We leave that door open so we can jump in really quick. And we're going to open the side door as well, just in case. Okay, the stage is set. We should be able to basically grab, run, hopefully not get killed. Yeah, the instant that dude shows up, we are going to be running like hell. Okay. That was not the result I was expecting. I mean, if you want to just let me take it, that would be brilliant.
2 seconds later.
There he is. Okay, run away. Hide in the bush. Hello. Alright, now, here's to hoping we don't kill him, because if we do, we're going to end up in jail for the next 10 days. And...
Hello.
You're not dead. Perfect. I'll tell you what, though. I am going to get you out of the water, because there's no point in letting you drown. Can I actually steal your axe? Because that would be brilliant. I cannot. I can only steal your suitcase. Alright, well, so far, so good. So yeah, I should be able to pretty much take as much of this as I want. and he won't come after us, although I am going to be sleeping in the van for the next couple of nights, just in case. Now, unfortunately, you can only grab this $100 at a time, which means time for a montage and some hand cramps. Okay, I can't feel my hand anymore, and I think that's probably enough to be getting on with. So yeah, I'm going to leave the suitcase here for now, but at some point in the future we might actually come back and grab it and bring it home, just to find out if he's going to trigger again or not. Alright dude, I know I didn't wait around for you to call. I'm going to assume it took a little bit longer than you expected it to. And I'm thinking we're going to know if it worked or not by just trying to start it up and seeing what happens. Because if I remember right, the starter was one of the things we were having trouble with. Okay, fingers crossed. Here we go. I hate to say it, Fleetari, but that does not sound fixed. I hope I wasn't supposed to put it in the garage. Okay, well, I tell you what. Yeah, go ahead, shut off. There is another way to find out if he actually does work on the car or not.
Terve, terve! Mikä oli pojalla mielessä?
Oh, I don't know. The fact that I paid you like $4 grand and you didn't do anything. Yeah, you know what, dude? I got one thing and one thing only I want from you now.
Mä katsoin, että se on mopo ensin, joo. Sori, ei mitään.
Yeah, I would very much like for you to paint my car with custom paint.
Mun perkkulainan päästä kotiin, mutta ois kiva, kun sitä palautat se sit, kun tuut hakee autoos ja tankki, ois kiva.
No, I'm not taking your stupid car. I want to take my stupid car, but you refuse to work on it for some reason. Okay, anyway, yeah, as soon as I see that car wearing custom paint, I will know that he actually did the work I paid him to do. Okay, now really quick, before anything else happens, let's go save the game. I swear to God, if you're a Fleetari, I am going to scream.
Päivä, se on minä kun soitan tältä. Nyt se on kuule semmoinen juttu, että ei perkele. Onko se akka, niin se on varmasti lähtenyt maalta. Se satana. Sehän se on jossain vaasassa. Se on tomaattiparvarin kanssa puksi menemään, niin paljon helvetisti.
Okay, that's actually really interesting, because the two different outcomes you can get from the drunk man calls that you do are getting the briefcase and access to all of the money, or helping him move. Which means, in spite of the fact that we stole his money, he technically still wants us to help him move. So now I'm wondering, if we go back and grab the briefcase, can we actually get to keep the money and keep him as a friend? Well, I tell you what, hopefully we will find out in the next episode, because I am absolutely 100% going to try and help him move. And yeah, I actually had a little bit of a ponder on the way home, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe the reason Fleetari didn't actually do any work on the car, he says with air quotes, is because I asked him to fix broken parts, and the parts at the moment technically aren't broken, they're just breaking, if that makes sense. So yeah, not going to be surprised if we have to redo all that again either, but that is definitely a tomorrow problem, and is actually probably the only really crappy tomorrow problem we're going to have, because the other big tomorrow problem is how are we going to spend all this money. And yeah, we started this episode completely broken with no car, and we are ending it actually rich beyond the dreams of avarice, but we still got no car. Which just goes to show you, kids, money can't buy you everything. And on that deeply philosophical note, as always, I've been Digby. I thank you guys for stopping by. Really hope you guys enjoyed this episode of My Summer Car. And yeah, I hope to see you for the next one.
Oh, yeah.